will be on page 2 of the agenda packet.
The way. Somebody would have said something.
Okay, all right, that's the,
Are there any corrections to the minutes? Any questions about the minutes? Can
have a
we get a
motion.
motion to adopt the minutes?
I make a motion.
I make a
to adopt
motion.
the minutes.
Dennis came in first, this guy second.
Okay, so we dispense with the reading of the minutes.
Yeah, I was taking attendance.
Platinum, who's gonna give the report for Platinum?
Sorry. No, but
I guess one of those guys.
Which, your turn for a report.
I was checking off.
Okay,
Wait a minute, let's, quiet, please. Go ahead, Daniel.
our rovers responded to 145 incidents this month, and the gatehouses collected 22 expired passes. Everything else is detailed in the report.
Just quickly, did everyone sign in?
We had a couple of suspicious incidents.
George.
Hmm.
Platinum Clubhouse report. Ready?
Go ahead.
Okay. We had 33 ID violations, 8 were non-resident guests. Confiscated 4 expired IDs. And had about 13 wrong-way driving.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Parking lot is a free-for-all. Any of this,
The,
Stop signs, you just ignore everything.
Maureen, please.
Outside people.
it's both.
Both.
And I see vendors, they just, and if they're confused by the island, we've had to post something in the paper about the front being like a traffic circle. You still have to go around it,
Oh,
you know.
Steve, I think it was the second thing you said, something about 12, how many incidents there were?
13.
13 wrong-way driving. incidents.
Before that.
Before that, okay, let me start again. I had 33 ID violations.
Oh my.
8 of those were non-resident guests.
Those are our passes, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And 4 expired cards were confiscated.
Okay. Now, I saw something in here and I just want to bring it up. On page 2 of the clubhouse monthly log, no handicap tag of sign 0, which is but no, your signs are not, the sheriff came on to give out the tickets, it's $250. But your signs don't meet DOT requirement. Did you know that?
Because it doesn't state that there's a fine,
Yep.
Yep.
so I'll redo my sign.
No, the signs what they have. Has to be handicap permanent parking only, and it's gotta show the wheel and the move, they've gotta be 8 feet tall, 13 feet wide,
And how, the parking spaces have to be how wide?
13 feet.
13 feet.
If I remember correctly.
The
So
13
it's
Wide?
DOT.
Not wide.
Yeah, it's gotta
If you
be,
want the police.
It might be only, I'm not sure, it might be.
That's a lot. 13 feet.
You don't have it.
In
Side
excess.
entry van.
All right, guys,
Some of the vans have the-
let's keep the crosswalk to a minimum and one person and we're going back and forth like crazy. George is your chair.
yeah, he's got, finished with you. All right, you can call police department or DOT and they can tell you what the, I know they have to be 8 feet tall.
Okay,
One other thing on the handicap. On the south side of the entrance, there's about 4 or 5 spots. There's 2 breaks in the curb for people to get up onto the walkway. On the other side, you got the 1 break for people to get up with a walker or a wheelchair. The other break is all the way down at the end of the building. There's no break in the curb where the buses are.
okay.
And couple of people with walkers and all approached me about it.
Okay,
Okay. PBSO, it's got to be on their way, so I was told this morning they will be here.
All right, George, since we're in the PBSO report, there was an incident over the past week that maybe our platinum security advisor can fill us in on.
Yeah, James or Daniel, you wanna,
Yes, we responded to multiple PBSO units on property, and we found that there was an incident between an employee from Glow Cleaning and either his wife or ex-wife who works for Seacrest. A firearm was involved, which is why the main clubhouse was shut down. PBSO searched the entire village, and the individual was located eventually at the main clubhouse. We assisted in shutting down the entry to main clubhouse while PBSO and Steve and his crew swept the clubhouse. They found the individual. I guess he was popping his head out from the restroom, eventually came out and ran into the deputy and Steve around the corner, kind of just bumped into them. So the individual was taken into custody without incident, and the firearm was later on located in a bush on property, thankfully. So it was an interesting day that the individual is on bail for $160,000. 7 charges at the moment.
oh, wow.
Is he a resident?
No, he was an employee.
Oh, an employee, I'm
For a
sorry.
cleaning company.
Oh,
And the incident started on the property and
That's why we have no control.
it went
just-
from one area to another area to another area of the village.
Just for the committee's information, we looked up that employee and he had no prior criminal record. So the vendor was doing his job. It just, guy went crazy. It can happen.
Crime of passion.
Yeah,
well, he had a gun, that means he came to work with it.
he did.
But he didn't go
was he
in jail.
threatening anybody?
Well,
Her,
Oh,
I had gotten a complaint the week before about him being seen behind one of the buildings at a patio speaking to her. So I had let the owner of Glow know this. And then this happened
oh.
not even a week later.
um,
He didn't bring the weapon into.
yes, he did.
but how do you
Into the,
not stop
no,
them?
into the village, yes.
Yeah, in the village, but not in the building.
Not in the clubhouse. He had
Right.
stashed
Right.
it.
He
before
had
went
stashed
to the
it. What happened
clubhouse.
was overnight, the PBSO and security, they seemed to think, he probably threw it in the lake.
Well, Steve had found some footage where he was by the water.
By
So
the
that
water,
was
so
the
maybe he threw it
assumption.
in the lake. Overnight, one of the Seacrest managers thought about it and said, well, that fellow waits over by Haverhill Road to get picked up and dropped off. He doesn't have a car. So he got up early in the morning, went over there and found a bag of garbage, looked in it, saw the firearm, called PBSO, and he was recovered at that point.
Wow.
So he actually got there before Jose, who picks up litter, he'd have been the guy that picked it up. He probably would have just thrown it in the dumpster.
Right.
You know, he picks things up with a big hook. So all ended well, but goes to show you, you never,
You never know.
we're always have to open to the stuff.
Okay, I have a report on the COPs.
Why are you not in uniform?
See, they're still looking for more people, and I have here As of right now, this will be going into the next UCO paper.
What is it?
It's a request for volunteers for the COP.
Okay.
Joanne just gave it to me. She would like the full symbol here. Which the way the email was sent, that's all I could get on it. But I will see the person on Monday, see if I could get the,
Excuse me, just 1 minute. Ruthie, would you take a look at this and see?
No,
Did you-
if I may, George, I've seen it.
Oh,
I
okay.
have put that copy in the December issue, but it's the cutoff emblem, which doesn't look good.
see this?
Right, that's what I'm saying. Did you see it?
It's in already,
Yeah.
but I'm waiting on a better copy.
Yeah.
Okay,
And if it
On Monday, I
doesn't
will see the
come,
person that
it's
sent this.
And it doesn't look.
what I would suggest, if you can't get it in a timely manner, take a patch from the shoulder patch or something and make a photostatic copy and use that.
I don't know how it will come out, but I'll try anything. No reason why they can't resubmit it.
Yeah.
Emblem.
No, it should be done.
Like I said, I will see the girl that sent this to
Okay,
me.
but it can't take weeks. I have. to
No,
have it right
on
away.
Monday.
Okay, if I have it on
We ha-
Monday, I'll
have-
I'll swap it.
Yeah, we have a captain's meeting on Monday, so.
If not, try the patch, photostat the patch and.
Okay, we'll
Yeah.
try anything. Okay.
Okay. Set it on the top report. That's it on
That's
this,
it.
okay.
Yeah.
Any old business? No old business? Who did the flock safety?
All right, guys, flock safety. The installations happened last week. They'll be activated this week. So Daniel and I are gonna be schooled on how it's used, but for the most part, it should be automatic. These cameras are supposed to take pictures of every license plate coming in and out. If there's a problem associated with the plate, it's supposed to be a cell phone call directly to PBSO. We'll see. I'm told it's gonna be a wonder, but anyway, that's it. That's all I got to say about that.
You wonder if it'll be.
We'll see. So that's all I got.
Okay, and any new business? Anybody want to bring anything up?
Yeah, just to let the committee know that the delegate assembly did final approval on the platinum renewal contract. That'll be signed today. I'm gonna give it to that guy over there as soon as this meeting is over. And we look forward to another three years together. I also want to let the committee know that we got an interesting piece of news from the vendor that they've agreed to order 2 electric cars for the Century Village property. We have 3 cars working for us at UCO. The 2 will be replaced by electric vehicles. That has the potential to knock down our fuel costs by 2/3. So we're looking forward to that. And what we need from you, Jim, is even an email, something written that you're committed to buying them before we commit to the 10K to put in the charges.
Gotcha, okay, yeah.
All right.
I mean, I've already done it, like it's already been put in, so.
You have
we-
my
we
implicit
ordered it
trust, but you know what they
before.
say.
No, I mean, we did it without you, meaning that.
Yeah.
We decided we were gonna do it
Yep.
anyway, because we wanna start incorporating the vehicles.
So we're good with putting in the chargers, but we need a piece of paper saying, you know, we're not putting them in to charge our phones.
Of course, of course.
So,
Sergeant Kushel isn't here yet. I have the sheriff's stuff in Michael's car right here. I went up, to get it and we can disseminate the information on that.
okay.
I know he was supposed to be here, probably, he's a street crimes unit sergeant, so.
Might have been a crime.
I'm sure he got called into something.
I can give some, if you don't mind, I can give some.
Oh, absolutely.
Public service announcement for everyone. Just so you guys are all aware, maybe pass on to the community as well. Not so much here, but more towards South Palm Beach County. we've been working heavily with PBSO because we've had a huge string of car thefts. 100% of these cars were taken with the keys inside the vehicle. 100%.
People don't learn.
So PBSO is trying to actively get out and talk to everybody about this because, again, it's that same understanding, the fobs, people forget, they leave it in the center console, they leave it somewhere, or they don't care because they think, hey, we're in a gated community.
Right.
They're very good about getting in. A lot of them come in on bicycles. I've seen them tailgate the resident lane. We have a much better setup here than some of the communities where they're having some of the strings or thefts. They've got one at gate arm and there's often two gates. One will be manned, the front gate, the back one's not. It's just an automated gate that the residents use only. Well, they'll tailgate in and come right into the community. There's usually about 4 of them in the vehicle. All the license plates are stolen. So even if you ran a license plate, I would be very interested. I'm actually quite interested in talking to you about this with that new system to see if, I don't know if it would bring back that license plate is stolen. But if it is, somebody would have reported it. But if it is, it would be interesting information because.
My understanding is yes, somebody's stupid enough to drive in the community with plates that have been reported as stolen. Cellular call to PBSO response. Palm Beach has them. They have them at every bridge coming and going. If the word is out, don't go into Palm Beach because you'll be picked up.
Either way, it's just kind of a warning to everybody, just an FYI. It hasn't come this far north yet, but I suspect it will. Usually when this stuff happens, when things start getting hot in a specific area, they just move to another area.
Yep.
But it seems very organized and they're doing a very good job, including having PBSO on patrol and a theft happening while they're on patrol. Not necessarily just the keys, they don't care. They're driving through the community. They walked into open garages, they'll walk right in, check the door. If it opens, they know the keys inside. They just start it up, drive right out of the community.
Just to let you know, I have a relatively new car. And if a fob is left in the car, it's a very annoying beep. Because that happened to me and I went crazy to figure out what that beep was. But my wife had left her bag in there and we were locking up the car. We were just gonna go in and out. And the fob was in her bag and it wouldn't let me lock the car.
Are you saying that your marked vehicle has the keys inside so somebody can?
Yeah. This one time that we just were going in and out and it was gonna be locked. I would try to lock it. When you hit that button to lock it, it wouldn't let me.
Well, some of the.
Lesson learned.
Same as my car.
Yeah,
Some of
Okay,
the.
one at a time.
it's a good lesson.
Some of the German automobiles too, the mirrors go in when you lock the door, when you unlock the mirrors open. So when they drive around, all they have to do is look at the mirrors. So they know the mirrors are in or open, and car's unlocked, they just go right over and take it, boom, drive it out. And they do it very fast. Very good.
And also, I don't know if I'm going to be describing it correctly or not, but about 2 years ago, there was a rash of stolen vehicles because when you got out of your car with the fob, you didn't lock it until you got out. Before you got it locked, somebody was sitting watching, and if he saw you, he had some kind of an electronic device, push the button, open that door, go in there, start your car, and goodbye car. All right, just let you know. Now, I've got the sheriff. There was 235 calls for service reported here last month. 46 cases got numbers. All right. There was a lot of suspicious incident calls. And I think that's great. It means people are looking and paying attention to what's going on in the area. And tell them keep it up. I'm trying to find the traffic. If I have, oh yeah, I do. Okay. Some guy tried to open up a bank account using his personal information. How he got that information, nobody knows. Some guy reported two of his accounts are missing. Up to $50,000 loss on that one, but they're working on it. He believes his sister and daughter were responsible for it. And what that tells us is it's not only the bad guys, it's the family too. You know what they say, keep your friends close and your family closer, your enemies closer. So just keep in mind. A complaint was on a group of the TikTok chatting with a person to be a 4-star general in the Army. He was then asking for money for his son's boarding school in California.
That's original.
This is what we're getting in here. I got some more here. Victim received a call from Discover Credit Card about suspicious charges on her card. It's unknown where or when the charges took place, and the victim still has her card. So somehow or another, they got the card number. There's any number of reasons why or how they could have gotten it. You give your card to the waitress or the waiter in a restaurant, and he takes off with it. And he's working in collusion with somebody, another waitress or waiter. And they run your card, get the number on it, and they turn around and they sell it to the bad guy that's got the blanks. That's how that one works. So be careful that what I suggest you do on your card, whether sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. On the back where you sign it, don't sign your card. Write check ID.
ID.
Sometimes they don't do it.
Very few.
Yeah, most of the time.
And once they got it programmed into their phone too, you can just pay for everything through that.
Right. The victim reported having a Mercury Card Services credit card in the mail and he didn't apply for it. The charges on the account that was on the card already was $1,829. All right, another one, a victim, here's one now, and this would affect the village quite a bit. Victim hired a contractor in February to renovate his residence. The contract was signed stating the work would be done in 4 to 6 weeks. And a total of $40,000 in checks was mailed to the contractor. As of October, work has not been completed, so we know what that is. All right. And then we have a vandalism here where a victim believes his neighbor's son keyed his car. No proof. So there's nothing you can do about that.
Hit the high points, George. Hit the high points.
There's no more.
Complaint reported items missing from her home. The door was left unlocked day and night.
Yeah, well,
Happened.
welcome to my home. Help yourself.
And here's this one you're gonna like better. Home is for sale and no one is authorized to enter but the realtor and the owner's husband. The front door was found open by the realtor and the door handle was also damaged, but nothing was missing. Complainant advised that 2 males were involved in the disturbance in reference to theft of a bicycle. So the bicycle thefts are still going on.
Buy a flood of blood, George. Buy a flood of blood.
Yep, that's it.
Any of those?
No, wait, I got a couple here. Traffic, there was 2 accidents, both were evidently hit and runs. Then we had 2 motor vehicle crashes on Durham Street and Gulf's Edge. Okay. While the police said neighbor trouble, we had quite a bit of that.
I tried.
Vandalism, most of our public business, some, quite a few vehicle stops. Lost and found property, a few of those. Assault. On Ascot Street in Chatham.
Oh, back up. That's my house. What happened to Chatham?
Your wife beat you with a frying pan?
That wouldn't register as a call. That would be just normal. Bring it to Chatham real quick.
He woke up.
Woke me up.
I saw that.
Let's read it. Read it, George.
No, I don't have the report.
Oh, all right.
I just have that, that's what it is.
All right.
And
How do you not know about that?
All right, that's.
It
I don't know
occurred,
the last one.
it occurred on October 14th.
Okay.
Where were you on October 14th?
I was on vacation.
Oh, no, I will see it. Can I rule myself out as a suspect?
Oh, Lord have mercy. Next.
All right, guys, want to go into good in the order, general discussion?
Yeah, that's about it. Everything else I kind of been covered. Well, no, like, there was a theft in Southampton A. Doesn't say how much it is.
I actually know about that one, George. 2 coin boxes, well, actually, the coin boxes in both first floor laundry rooms were rifled open and the coins were stolen. Police were called.
When was that? What was that date?
Well, what's the date of that incident?
Like a week ago.
That was just the other day,
Yeah, it was called in by the.
31st,
Matt Parker,
October 31st.
and we did check all of the perimeter cameras to see if it was a hop over, but it wasn't. They didn't get it.
Building fire.
Okay, that's, let's just paperwork here.
Demographics.
Okay, we have good of the order. Anybody have anything they'd like to bring up?
It was a good meeting and it was orderly. Thank you.
Good job, George. I'm out of retirement.
Can we go to?
No, I got enough trouble.
Before we adjourn, does anyone have anything they want to bring to the committee?
Hey,
Yeah, yeah,
Remember we talked about stop signs versus yield signs?
right. And
where the?
I have no memory of the
Where's the
conversation.
yield
Or
sign?
like with a circle,
Can't fake it.
I'm sorry?
I said I have no memory. I can't fake it.
Okay, with circles, the reason we have circles is so that you yield and you don't have to stop
One would hope.
if there's no one in the, but I mean, you don't stop anyway, but it's better to have a yield sign where people think about yielding as opposed to coming.
Where are
Is
you
there a
talking about?
is there a specific area you have in mind?
Well, the circle in front of the clubhouse.
I don't know.
And
That's
then,
even.
That's even.
They go the wrong
I'm
way
out.
there.
okay.
And they can't stop in the middle of the turn.
So you're talking about the circle on Clubhouse Island in front of the clubhouse?
Well, all of.
It's the only circle.
It's called the Rotary.
The reason for a rotary,
It
thank
is,
you. The reason for a rotary is to keep traffic moving. And the people in the rotary have the right of way.
Right?
And those approaching the rotary must yield to someone in the rotary.
Well, they got
stop signs, eh? They do.
Yeah, but the purpose of the rotary is so you don't have to stop if there's no one in the rotary. That's the whole reason, is to save fuel, save brakes,
Well,
But there's
save
no,
time.
there's no stop sign as you go around the rotary, but as you approach it.
Side roads are.
Right, right. There's only the one. And then you just go
That's
around.
what happened to me this, when we were leaving.
That's it.
I'm saying you can't see, no sense in putting a sign in the
On the
rotary.
south side,
South side.
but that is not for the rotary. That is for people coming down that last aisle next to the water.
Right, yeah.
They stop before they proceed into the traffic that's coming around the rotary, but
But they
that's
can
not
still cross
for the
over.
rotary.
No,
They
right.
can still cross over, so it is part of the rotary.
Yes,
From that
Yes,
direction,
you're
you can
approaching
still
the rotary.
cross over.
Yes, you can.
and there should be a yield sign instead of a stop sign, is what I'm saying.
No, the stop sign is not part of the rotary.
That's not what I'm saying.
We're gonna argue that. Move to Boston, they'll show you how it works.
Oh, boy. Or New Jersey.
Listen, we place cameras,
I know.
so we can get pictures of the license plates of all the people that don't even bother to go around the rotary and just go out the end.
This morning, leaving delegate assembly, I was in the Rotary, and the person that had the stop sign totally ignored me, just cut me right off, almost knocked down the divider, and then made a left into the medical building.
You need a big stop sign.
So-
I can wallpaper every
No,
wall.
you take so many people that can't
They
see.
don't
Wait,
read them. I do it for security.
one at a time.
That's-
Okay, I do it for security because when they say, well, where does it say that? They at least have something to point at and it gives them teeth. They do not read my signs.
They don't stop on a
They don't
normal
care about,
street.
they don't care about the arrows.
Look, guys, on this question
Doesn't
of
matter.
yield signs versus stop signs,
They don't
Like
care if
the-
there's a police car sitting.
Alan,
They go.
Alan, let me finish, right? On this question of yield signs versus stop signs, Eva, like me, follows a manual. The manual is called a Manual of Uniform Traffic Control Devices. That's what determines what sign goes where. It's that simple, all right?
I'm not sure what difference it would make to put a yield in place of the stop sign. What's the difference?
It doesn't matter what we think. The manual decides.
Right.
It's that
It's
simple.
short because like, what is it, it's on Commercial Drive there coming from Congress to military. There's a circle here, it's.
Right, and that
busy.
circle was laid out by a civil engineer.
Uh-huh.
The civil engineer uses the Manual of Uniform Traffic Control Devices.
And,
And I wouldn't even try to tell you I can quote out of it because it's like reading the Quran.
and there are yield signs there, so nobody
Right.
stops at that circle unless someone's in the circle coming around. There are yield signs, that's what I'm saying, so I don't understand why the manual doesn't have yield signs instead of stop signs for rotaries.
That's my understanding. This is, you're talking about the circle that goes out. When you come with the stop sign is right by the outer.
Except when you're going in and
There's,
it's on the
there's
way
two
in.
stop signs. There's two. There's two. Okay. But the purpose of a
As you
rotary
approach
is so
the
that you don't have to.
I know what it is. I know what it is. I did traffic for 4 years.
Okay.
Well, so again, there's no stop sign. You can go completely around the rotary. The two stop signs are those vehicles approaching the rotary
Right.
so that they know they should stop if there's vehicular traffic coming around, and when it's clear, they can proceed.
And they
But
still
they
blow
don't
through it.
have to stop if there's no one in the rotary.
Right.
So that's why you have a yield sign.
Yes, but when we talk about traffic or rotary outside of the village, they are dealing with a tremendous amount of traffic and it backs everything up for people to stop. So the yield sign works.
Right.
For here, I don't see what difference it really would make. To me, it would make no difference except to spend money.
They don't read one, they don't read.
And like
another.
Donald said, there's the uniform traffic regulations. You gotta go by them. That's why I mentioned the handicap signs. I just haven't seen the thing in here. They got it across the street, right on the walls. They got a couple of them right by here.
Walgreens? Where?
And they've got Tippies across the street, like by Tippies and the old bar over there.
Oh,
So you just drive across the street and you'll see on the walls.
And look, individual properties have unique situations. In Eva's property, the most unique situation are people with limited mobility with walkers. So I could see where a stop sign, I'd rather them stop and have the, you don't want people getting run over. That's the reason you put the stop sign in,
There's a,
right?
there's a definition for a stop sign, but literally people interpret it the way they want to interpret it and they do what they want to do.
Exactly.
And that's what they do. That's the world we live in today.
I was always told if you came from Brooklyn, you didn't have to pay attention to stop signs.
See, my point exactly.
That's not true. I always say,
That's funny.
All right, anything else, guys?
no,
All right,
That's it.
I make a motion.
Make
to
a
adjourn.
motion to adjourn.
Adjourn.
Tricia, seconded.
Yep.
thank you, everyone.
Thank
Thanks, everybody. Appreciate it.